If there is one thing that brightens my day, just brightens my day, is seeing my tax money being used for only proper, sensible things that I would be happy seeing my taxes go towards. Comedians could be prescribed on NHS to help patients struggling with trauma. Comedians Charmian Hughes and Jack Campbell will help to deliver the sessions through Bristol Wellspring Settlement Social Prescribing Team, which patients could be sent on for free. So obviously it's not free, it's at the taxpayer's expense. They say that laughter is the best medicine, and comedians could soon be prescribed on the NHS, in a bid to help patients overcome their demons. I mean, well, it depends on the comedian, doesn't it? GPs may be given the option of sending people on free courses focused on making them laugh. Angie Belcher, comedian in residence at Bristol University, a comedian in residence at a university. I did not even know that was a thing. Has been working with medics to develop the sessions. She says that try that again. She said they would help people gain a new perspective on their difficult experiences. That is something I actually agree with. One thing that a lot of people do, I do it all the time, is use comedy to cope with horrible, dark situations. Like there are some bad things and bad shit that I've went through in my life, and I tell a bunch of jokes about it and I make fun of it because it's helped. It does help. Laughing if someone's going through depression or trauma or any of those things, laughing about it and being able to joke about it. I say this all the time, but I'll never get tired of saying it. Whenever you're able to laugh at and make fun of the dragon, that files down its teeth and it makes it a lot less scary and therefore a lot easier to deal with. That's true. That's 100% true. Angie says that comedy is a force for good and people do not realise how much it can change people's lives. Professional comics Charmian Hughes and Jack Campbell will help to deliver the sessions through Bristol Wellspring Settlement Social Protection. That's too much of a bloody mouthful. Uh, Angie, who has a master's degree in psychology, said that the early results suggest the formula works. She says, "When I work with young people, there's a lot experiencing gender dysmorphia, people who have recently come out, issues with family, class, and race. Isn't it really weird how it was talking about mental health, depression, and trauma, and these were all the things she listed? Isn't that strange? That's strange, that isn't it? How weird? How weird is it that? Uh, it could have been any of all the other, like standard like depression stuff that people go through, or the standard mental health stuff. But it was these things in particular that were mentioned. Or then again, she's a comedian at a university, and this is the NHS, so that explains that. I know someone. I actually know one guy who's an old friend of mine. Just sort of an acquaintance, but he was a nice guy, and I think he was on a waiting list for 5 months for mental health help from the NHS. He was found in his bed, took an overdose. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's good that we can afford to send leftists to go laugh at comedians. That's great that we can afford that. Can't afford to, get actual people with depression therapy, but whatever. I'm happy my taxes are being used for this instead. We explored those subjects at the end. People seem 6 inches taller. Student Kia Bradley said that comedy had helped her deal with her anxiety, depression, and difficult life experiences. Again, I agree that actually is a thing. That does actually help. She says it's that whole if you don't laugh, you'll cry sort of thing. Trauma plus time equals comedy, so I can use my experiences. And I absolutely agree with that as well. Tragedy plus time also equals comedy. And I, I think that 70 years is plenty long enough. Now, now I've found the funny side, it makes it easier to deal with. Yes, that is a message that I agree with in this. That is something like I know I can guarantee you, like whoever you are watching this right now, I can guarantee you've went through some traumatic shit in your life. I know that shit for a fact because that's just how lovely this world is, right? I promise you, joke about it, laugh at it, see the funny side of the situation, right? I realize that some people might struggle with. Well, how am I supposed to see the funny side of all that shit with my uncle when I was younger? I get that. Right? Trust me, I understand, right? But trust me, see when you start like joking and making fun of it and doing all that type of stuff, that does actually help. I know other people it's helped. It's helped me massively. It's something that I'm just saying. Just try it. Just try it out. Actor and poet Jane Hills attended the course when she wasn't in a very good place. She said that the course will reprogram your brain to think differently and find humour in the situation that you're in. And then it's just all the adverts here from the articles. Now, again, reiterated the point as well. Comedy helping people get out of depression and trauma and stuff like that. That's a thing. That actually is a thing. I think there's even been scientific studies and stuff like that performed on it. That genuinely is a thing. That's completely real. Um, the whole, I can tell what their target audience is. I just think it's really weird how when they says mental health, depression, and trauma, they mentioned those very specific things as if they somehow go hand in hand. It's really, really strange, that, isn't it? I wonder what help is out there for for people of a different proclivity to what was mentioned there. However, one thing I will say as well is like, okay, comedy fucking helps, but there's stuff that you can do. There's other stuff that you can do. You can watch funny shows. You can actually go to a comedy night. There's no shortage of comedy out there. You know, just flick your Netflix on and stuff like that. Maybe it works in the same way as like a support group where everyone's in a circle and all that type of shit. Then you know, okay, fine. Support groups like works for some people. If some people like it, then that's whatever. You know, whatever works, it works. But just picture, just imagine though, that going to your doctor and your doctor says, "I prescribe you laughter." You know, like that Robin Williams movie. Right? I prescribe you laughter. Laughter is the best medicine. And we'll see you in 9 months. And then after like 9 months of being on an NHS waiting list, you walk into a room. I've tweeted about this already. You walk into a room and it's just me standing there. So, and there's some transgender person like, oh, I'm really struggling with my gender dysphoria. I'm like, yeah, well, it's about to get a lot worse. So, so yeah, I would basically don't send it to me. That 41% is going to be a lot fucking higher. So, but yeah, probably not a good idea. Or even worse, you walk into the room and it's fucking Niche Kumar, and then it's fucking 100%. But like, it's the problem is I agree with this and I don't at the same time. Yes, laughter fucking works, but also I'm paying this much tax for like this shit right now. Yeah, comedy is effective. There are other like far more effective methods. See, sometimes people just sitting down for a one-on-one and just offloading all their fucking problems and just venting about it. And then the person analyzes their problems and goes, okay, here are the problems you have. Here are the solutions that you can do to fix them. That I've personally found is 100 times more effective. 100 times more effective than this. But again, some methods will work for some people, some won't. Laughter is okay. It can at times be the best medicine in certain circumstances, but stop wasting my fucking taxes.